Alright, should be going. Got my SM58 here with no pop screen on it. Professional. Alright, we're back. One free spin. Song reviews. My name's Mike. Producer. Engineer mixer based in Toronto. I keep seeing sponsored posts on Instagram. You know what? I'm going to start checking some of that. So let's see what we got here today. Rolling through. Murky Waters. 5 days until a music video comes out. Nope. I need music now. There's Andrew J. Wright playing guitar. No, I don't want that. I'm looking on my phone right now. Reason being, some Matt Bacon there. Reason being, I haven't populated Instagram yet. Like, I don't have enough stuff going on here, so I'm not seeing enough bands. Because I think I only have 7 from last time. So I'm going to wait until I got some more stuff happening here. It's no small affair from last time. All right. Theft Under. Punk Folks is out now. Sponsored. This is sponsored. Do your thing, general public. Let's go look at this one. This is Theft Under. Let's go find that. Theft Under. Theft Under music. Followed by Hey Langford. I guess I probably like this already. Okay, so this is the ad here that we're seeing. They're from Ottawa. Let's see if we can find them. Theft Under. You know what I love? I love when I look for bands on Spotify, and there's only one band with that band name. That's awesome. Punk Folks. This is the songs. This is Punk Folks by Theft Under. Not what I was expecting. Some Mike Ness vibes. I think that's the default. Whenever I hear punk with acoustic guitar, I think Mike Ness. No click track. That's okay. It's easier to not play to a click when it's just yourself. I like the voice. I like the tone of the voice is good. Throw some fire on this. That's what we do. Fire. I like this. This is good. Feeling this. So here's to the misfits. Together we'll show them. Really working those 2 chords. Third chord. I like this song title. Drunk Six Don't Count. I feel like there's a lot of people that think drunk a lot of stuff doesn't count. It's not real. It's like a fairly new account here. That's got to be a meme. It's an orange setup there. So that was Punk Folks by Theft Under. I like that. That was good. It was solid. 10 monthly listeners. Let's try to get that. Let's try to get that higher. Just people listening on the internets. And again, from Ottawa. Good stuff. I was feeling that. That's worth sharing and sponsoring. All right, let's move on here. That was good. What else do we have here? Again, I'm impressed with the amount of sponsored posts I see on here. All right, Light rock band. I think the band is called Light. So brand new album, The Engine of the World, premieres Friday, March 15th. It's so far away. I get how people want to build up some type of anticipation for their records, but if you're advertising something and there's zero demand for it, and then you can't direct them where the thing is that they're advertising, I don't feel like that's a good use of money. I feel like once it's out and there's no demand for it and you want to raise awareness, and then that's a good time to spend some money on a sponsored post so that people can actually go hear it right now, because I haven't been able to hear any of this stuff. All right, there's Celeste Music, Studio Fun. That's not a release. People on tour in Vancouver. It's a major moment. There's a hairless cat dressed as a bunny. I just want to show this because that's frightening. That is some frightening stuff. It has nightmare fuel. Pre-save now. What did I just say? You got a new song out. It's out in a bit, so you can't actually listen to it. All right, there's a sponsored post. Altered by Mom on here has one last show before we record our new record. That's okay. That's a worthwhile sponsored post. Wish it was going to music, though. Another sponsored post about a show that just passed. Not sure you should be sponsoring that either. I'm surprised this is taking that long to find music on here. I like how this is suggested for me. Instagram, you know me too well. Come on, sponsored post. Bash Explode. I Hope You Choke is out now everywhere. That's where we're going. Bash Explode. Not to be confused with Explode Bash. Bash Explode. There we are. All right, so this song is called I Hope You Choke. This is your sponsored post that I'm seeing. I'm actually getting, there's quite a few flashing things going on here. Maybe that isn't it. That's January 25th. Okay, it's this one. That was written 4 hours ago. System works that I'm finding this. 4 hours. Breakdown in this track is the hardest thing you'll ever hear. Stream it now. We're disconnected more than ever before. Just I think it's actually a stronger statement by not having an exclamation point there. I'm an exclamation point person. Okay, Linkin Park's listed. Just snuck that into the hashtags there. All right. I think that's us there. We got to find the song. I Hope You Choke. It's this one. So this is I Hope You Choke by Bash Explode. One free spin. I hope you... Okay, I was not expecting this. It sounds good. Vocals are good too. I like the texture of the vocals is great. So, independent solo artist, producer that rips it with guitars, vocals, electronic elements. Genres tend to be a fusion of post-hardcore, dubstep, metalcore, future bass, synthwave, post-rock, hybrid trap, and chiptune. Thank you for the Oxford comma. Been the pup shirt there. I don't know if I should follow everybody yet. I think it's gonna add too much to the... It's definitely doing everything all the time at the same time. It sounds really good though. Sonically, it sounds really good in headphones. Like the low end sounds awesome. Even though it's headphones, I get that. There's mixers and engineers, like you're listening on headphones. Oh, you get your Trent Reznor tone there. Listeners, 893. This should definitely be 3,000 at least. Okay, putting that track together, I thought it was cool. I liked a lot of that stuff going on there. Putting that track together, the person producing this has a very sound grasp of several genres. The amount that's going on, I think, can be overwhelming for some listeners because, like, the core of what's in that song, you have your electronic music, you have your techno. I'm gonna sound really old talking this way, but you have your electronic music, you have your techno. But no, just sonically, like I can hear that in venues, I could hear that in a club, and it would sound freaking awesome. That with a band, as soon as I hear the guitars and stuff in there, it's like that stuff with a band would be freaking awesome. Not to go back to like early Slipknot, but just like if you push the electronic. Not that I'm judging what you want to do as an independent solo artist, but or commenting on it in a way where I'm like, you should just do this and then be famous. But the idea like that with a band where it's heavy on electronics and then you've got your overtones with your, like Prodigy did a good job at too with their guitars and stuff, but there's a lot going on with it. And it's just like, if it just streamline that a little bit into a song, because it's very much into music. And like, I Hope You Choke could be an awesome chorus. Even though it's not good to like say that to someone or yell it at them, like it could be a pretty good chorus in there. But I loved it. I thought that was really cool. It's not what I was expecting at all when I saw the little Linkin Park snuck in there in the hashtags, but I liked it. I thought it was good. Good job, Bash Explode. And I hope no one chokes. That's good. Okay, I'm going to back to scrolling here. All right, let's see some more stuff here. Goalie stuff, too. I got a lot of goalie content in my personal feed. All right, here we go. It's funny. If I'm scrolling on Instagram, I see music all day long, and then I show up here, and you're like, oh, here's some cats. Here's some goalies. Okay, we have you can pronounce your band's name. Oh, Static King. It's really hard to pronounce Static King as like one big bunch of letters because it just looks wrong. Pre-sale for vinyl. They decided to sponsor that post. Not sure I would do that. Make vinyl. I'm not saying I'm anti-vinyl, but I'm definitely of the thought that spending money on vinyl these days is, unless you can pre-sale the whole thing, would not recommend it. Okay, Nural official. Here we go now on all platforms. We're looking for that. Let's go there. I see yelling. I see shaky camera. That tells me it's probably rock. How do you spell this? Nural official. Probably can't spell that. Didn't spell it right. That's okay. Try my best. Failed, but I tried my best. It's this one right here. Sounds like something I would listen to. It's that kick and snare drum. As soon as I hear that, I'm just like, yep, I know what we're in for. So here we go. Reminds me of Nural from Garfield. Here we go. Right here. Look at this. Nural hails from Los Angeles, California, where they developed their sound over the years. It sounds developed. Software Allentown, produced by David Bendeth. It sounds like David Bendeth. I was going to say, sounds good. Sounds good. Watch Kyle dial in the mix. Sorry. Watch Kyle dial in and mix his bass tone. That just doesn't sound as exciting now that I've said it. When is that recording? From a year ago? A while ago? Numbers looking like here. 30,000? That's nice. 31,000. Solid. No, video looks good. Music sounds good. Hopefully they're still playing live. I feel like that drum fill had two toms. The perfect amount of toms. I heard toms on the left, and then I heard toms on the right. Sounds good. So hails from Los Angeles. Go through all the band members. Debut record. I wonder what the gap is between 2009 and now, because there's a bit of a gap there. Pretty solid. Solid tune. Sound really good. I want to point out, because they mentioned it, not me. Working with Bendeth, one thing with bands, it's like you work with a established producer at any point in your career, and all of a sudden your standards for production value is going to go way up really fast, because now you know how records actually get made. There's no more pretending you know how to, especially with a lot of bands these days and artists these days that are recording their own music, especially commercially viable stuff like this. You're pretending how you think it should be done. But when you watch someone who actually does it for real, you're like, oh, this is how we get these guitar tones, these drum tones, these vocal takes. Even if you don't have the budget to work with someone for a full record or an EP, go do a couple songs with somebody. Not saying you're going to treat that as education, where all of a sudden you know how to produce records the same as someone like David Bendeth, and it's going to sound exactly the same. But at least you have an idea of the things that they're focusing on during the recording process, or the pre-production process, or the songwriting process, or the vocal recording process. All these things, you'll see how they work. They have a system that works. And I feel like if the band wants to fight them on it, it's actually usually at the band's detriment to the end product doing that. But go, especially if you're wanting to do everything yourself, work with some people who have stuff that you think sounds great, and at least get some insight in how they're actually running their process. You'll save yourself a lot of time, and you'll save yourself a lot of money in the long run, because you're not just trying to make what you are recording sound like what they're recording. Just go get them to record it, see what they're doing. Carry on. So that was Nural. That was Here We Go. I like that. Thought that was good. That was pretty good. Hockey. Got a lot of hockey in here too. Got mixers. More cats. Insurance company. That's a new one. Sponsored post insurance. Lives Lost Band. Hi there, lost one. This isn't a sponsored post, but I'm curious. Oh, it's a reel. They've thrown a reel at me. Real funny Instagram. Lives Lost Band. They've got a song called Champagne. I'm going to go find that one. I think that one deserves a spin. Yep. Okay, so I've already followed them. That's what's going on here. So the song's called Champagne. It's in the reels that I'm seeing. It's seeing this. Yep, this is what I saw. So the system works. They threw this at me. So fire. I even heard it. I already know I'm going to like it. And if I don't like it, then I'll have to take the fire back. Shamskongani. That's what we're looking at here. Some reverse guitar to start it off. I like it. Did I put the last band in here? I didn't. 1 second. 10,000 monthly. I like that. Where are they hailing from? Where do they hail from? Is currently in the process of recording a second EP while hitting the stage across the USA with a call to action to be the change they want to see in the world. I think the call to action here is compression. Sounds good though. Sometimes I hear drum fills, and that's my instant reaction. Is my body does this, and I'm like, yeah. 2 toms, loving it. That's all you need. You just need 2 toms. You need a rack tom, and you need a floor tom. That's it. Then get a sample pad. Sounds good. Good track. Style our fans have dubbed heavy emotional rock. Whenever I hear the word emotional, I think of that meme, the like emotional damage meme. Always curious to see the number of the views on some of these reels, because you'll see like a few hundred, and then all of a sudden you see like 23,000. It's pretty bonkers. I hate to say this out loud. There's some frequency in the guitars, and that's all I hear now. I have a love-hate relationship with distorted guitars. There's a lot of frequencies about them I don't like. But that's just me, and I understand that I'm the outlier, and there's things about recordings that don't bother anybody else, and it's just me. But overall, the song sounds really good. Vocals sound great. Very syncopated between the kick drum and the guitar work. We're back to the reverse guitars here. I like that. So that was Lives Lost with the song Champagne. The single version, not the double version. That was solid. I like that. I still don't see where they're hailing from. Oh, hailing. Are we 3 for 3? We're hailing from a Hershey, Pennsylvania. I think that's home of the Hershey Bears. I don't understand why bands and artists, they say hailing from. Just say based out of. Or from. Just say we're from. Hailing from. Unless unless you play like 3, 4, 6, 8 metal, and people are like, and someone in the band's wearing like a blacksmith's apron, and everyone has long hair. Even if they're losing some on top, don't say you're hailing from someplace. Just say you're from, or you're based in, or based out of, or just put it in brackets. Just bracket up Hershey, Pennsylvania. I liked it though. That was Lives Lost campaign. I thought that was pretty good. I got time. I think I got time for one more. Oh my God. Sometimes you see hacks on Instagram. Like, that's how to get all the leaves off something. You just put the stems through a grater and you can just pull the stem. Oh man, the thing's glued. Okay, please have a song coming out. Please have a song coming out. There's a band called Death Club, soul crushing metal. I want my soul to be crushed. It's too intact. It's too not crushed. Is it sponsored? It is sponsored. Okay, this counts. I'm flying by the seat of my pants right now, how this is working, because this is like my second-ish recording here. The first one I did get all messed up. So I'm making it up as they go. New rule. If it's a sponsored post, it's fair game, because I want to hear Death Club band. I want to hear the band that is Death Club. So we're going to go here. Already followed. Like, threw fire on it. Death Club band. That looks like it. Where's the ad? Heavy is the crime. This is the ad here. When did you post this? 18 hours ago. Yeah, this is what I like about doing these live streams. No, not live streams, but I'm just recording. Maybe there'll be live streams eventually. But I like the idea that like these things just got posted, and I can find them. The system works. You're not being shadow banned. Although I'm sure there's a band called Shadow Band, and they're just like, it's not fair. But I do find some amusement when bands are like, yeah, the algorithm shadow banning us. People who don't see our stuff. If people interact with it, I think there's a ratio. It's like, for every person that likes something or comments, it shows it to more people. If it's not showing it to people, it's you. It's not the algorithm. It's you. It's whatever you did not get any type of response whatsoever. So it hurts to say that out loud, but it's what's going on. It's what's up. Club band. Just show me artists called Death Club. If they don't have anything, they've got to have stuff on Spotify. If they don't, I'm going to be really sad about that. Maybe they're not on Spotify. I'll get over it real fast, but I'll be disappointed right now. Maybe it's one word. At least the O's aren't zeros. If you're an OG One Free Spin viewer, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And by OG as in you watched the first episode of this. All right, not finding any music on here by Death Club Band. Kind of disappointed. I really wanted to go and look at Death Club Band, but no, I can't. Okay, moving on. I got time for one more. All right, here we go. Death on Impact, a Violent History album by Death on Impact is out on all platforms. I'm seeing in the hashtags. You can't see it because it's not going to show up. I'm seeing Crabcore. I feel like Crabcore needs to make a resurgence because I think in the future everything evolves to a crab. Wow, they really nailed this. So I'm sad. I prematurely threw fire on that post on there. I'm still going to follow it anyways. I'm going to throw the whole algorithm into the weeds. Actually, you know what? I have to unfollow. Because we didn't really get to listen to it. So we're not there yet in our online semi-parasocial relationship. We're going to look for, X dot needed. What are they called? Death on Impact. My screen shut off, so I lost where we were. I think this is it. I hope this is it. Learn my lesson. What was it called? What was the record called? This is where I'm angry at my brain because it was like a minute ago. I can't remember. I'll have to watch that one back. All right, moving on. We're blaming the system. We're blaming the algorithm for that. Someone's sponsoring a post when they're just in the studio. That's good. I get how people want to sponsor posts so that they're like doing stuff, but like give people a reason to go, like a call to action. The call to action is listen to the music here. All right, free music video sponsored that. All right, I got time for one more, and it's taking for freaking ever. Okay. Caudal lure. It finds you out now. All right, I'm seeing the hashtags. Gent, with a D. Funk. 7-string guitar. Drop tuning. All right, I'm going to keep one hand on the phone. We're looking for this. One hand on the phone, and one hand to actually type this here. Didn't type that as accurately as as I'd hoped. I'm going to put the phone here. I can't read either. That's the other problems. I can't read and I can't type. Not a lot of data entry jobs that would accept someone with my skill set or lack thereof. CAUDAL_lure_audio. There we go. I just had to double check. So this is the ad that we're seeing here. The Caudal Lure. It Finds You. So we're listening to It Finds You by the Caudal Lure. That's funky. That is accurate. 9 monthly listeners. Some fire on this. I was not expecting that. That chords. Oh, why didn't the vocals come in? It was right there. It was hanging right over the top of the plate. Kyle, put the vocals in there. You're good. You don't need all this intro. 6.5 minutes. All right. Caudal Lure is a solo project of Toronto-based songwriter, composer, audio engineer Kyle Gamble. I get how you want to put all that in there, but you could just say solo project by Toronto-based Kyle Gamble. Leave that to be mystery. Leave that to be mysterious. Caudal Lure serves both as creative outlet and showcase Kyle's ability as a producer. Is this for production gigs or is this for music gigs? I'm curious. Are there going to be any vocals in here? If you have 6.5 minutes of song with no vocals to showcase production skills, just want to say that you're 49% of the way there. I'm not saying it's easy to make music sound good, but like it's vocals. This stuff lays on the vocals so much. Oh, that chord. Chord's awesome. I feel like this is going to be 6.5 minutes of no vocals, but I'm in it. I'm in the boat right now, so I'm in it for the long haul. 89 posts. Let's have a look. Let's have a look what we got going on here. I'm assuming this is Kyle using Pro Tools. Using Pro Tools. A lot of pictures there, some studio stuff. Oh, just get a singer on this. Get a singer on this. I'm whining. I like this. I love Lars. That's fantastic. Oh, some guitar solo. Always important. If you know where your mics are going, just throw a few pieces of tape on there. Do not see strike tabs on the tape. That's okay. We got a Juno here. Assisted on the mix. Second project I've been part of has won a Juno Award, so stoked to be. Congratulations, Kyle. Your Juno win. It feels good. Hardware is cool. Hardware is always fun. All right, I'd say we're in the home stretch, but we're at 4 minutes of 6 minutes. When did this come out? March 1st. Oh, like a few days ago. Is this a little jam out here? So if this is a solo project, obviously Kyle can only play one instrument at a time. So did Kyle play the drums first and just kind of jam on it, or did all the guitar come in first? Did he just play all the bass first, and then everyone just had to figure it out around all the bass? Drums sound good too. I have a love-hate relationship with these posts when people are like, editing while I'm working. It's like, I get it. But you know what's awesome? Not having to edit while you're... edit while you're traveling. Not having to edit while you're traveling. Unless you're like going like on a vacation and you can kind of do some editing like for a bit and then go to the beach and then edit a little bit more and then go to the buffet. Like that stuff's cool. But the idea of bringing work with you, just saying, just like looking at my face after a couple decades of working on stuff, there's usually never a rush. And I understand people love music and they want to work on it, but it does feel good not feeling like you have to work just because there's work to do for realsies. Solid. There's a lot of good stuff in the production here. Love to hear vocals on that though. Again, if you're trying to show people, like showcase your production skills and your chops and stuff, it's like vocals. Go on Fiverr, go on Sounds Better. Poach someone from another band and say, hey, you want to throw some vocals on this? Most people will record for fun, for free. Throwing that out there. As far as like getting some vocals on stuff, because like vocals really are, they're 51% of the track. If you're trying to show people what you can do. Music, not that hard these days. Vocals, that's the hard part these days. Making sure the vocals, anything you're working on, making sure the vocals sound good. So that was It Finds You by the Caudal line. Sorry, Caudal Lure. Caudal Lure. That's hard. It just sounds like too fancy of an artist name, a band name for me to actually pronounce properly with my mumbly, low-speaking volume styles. I think that's all I got time I got for today. Again, I don't really have too much of a plan past. I want to start listening to some of these sponsored posts that I'm seeing on Instagram and putting these videos up and eventually start chopping them up. And yeah, I hope all the bands that we've listened to today, wish them nothing but success. Theft Under, Bash Explode, Nural, Lives Lost, The Caudal Lure. again, fantastic. I think it's important that these bands are wanting people like that they care enough about people hearing their music that they're not just investing in their recordings and their equipment that they're using in recording or the people they're recording with, but also to sponsor these posts to make sure that it does get heard, or at least it gets a fair shake to rise above the noise. Everyone trying to do this organically out there, because you know what you get on these types of platforms. And I'm not saying that they're big ad platforms, but that's how they make their money. So if you want to spend a couple dollars to get your music heard, sponsored post, not a bad idea. All right, that's all the time I got for today. Mike from Toronto. This has been One Free Spin Song Reviews. Talk to you later.